Totally amazing. Around with the haze, I'm really for gazing. Bread with a bread. These boys be getting Nintendo. I got me extended, I turn them on, it's unbelievable. Even believable, no living the single, live in the rain, change cash, live in the rain, cash. Nobody riding for free, ass cash for fresh. Nobody riding for free, nobody riding for free. Nobody riding for free. How good does it taste? Bread with a first class, top shelf. Pig last, bread with a first class, top shelf, pig last, no figure, big numbers, no hero. Who's him? Who's him? Who's him? Who's him? Bread with a top shelf, first class, pig last, bread with a first class, top shelf, pig last, go figure, big numbers, no hero. Who's him? Who's him? Who's him? Yeah, Riich. This is how I do. Hey, the rest is up to you. Up to you, baby. The rest is up to you. Bread with a first class, top shelf, big last, go figure, big numbers, no hero. Who's him? Who's him? Who's him? Riich.
What's up? This is your boy DJ Fluff on the Look Who's Hot podcast with the one and only little Chico from the South, Manny, Riich. What's up?
Who's him? Who's him?
Man, that's family right there.
We out here, man.
I was just telling somebody that, I was like, yo, this is my bro, right? No, what did I say? I said something and I was like, wait a minute. No. That's my bro. That's family. Right? That's family right there. So, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Hey, thank you for inviting me. First and foremost, congratulations.
Thank
you know what I'm saying? I feel like full circle, man.
It is.
It's only right.
It's not only full circle, but it's partly because of you.
No.
So one thing.
How can I not?
I'm glad. No, for real. I'm glad you came. I just told my last guest that one of the things about the podcast that anybody could do a podcast and anybody can interview anybody, right? Phones and all. It's easy to do, right? But on this channel, on this podcast, what I'm doing is I'm not just interviewing anybody,
right?
I'm interviewing people that I fuck with. I'm interviewing people that I
heard you say that because I watched your last show.
You did what?
When you have Fetty, Sis on, you
shout
have Brewski.
Shout out Brewski.
Shout out to the squad.
All fam.
All family.
All fam, right?
So I've watched it and I heard you say, you were like, man, I'm not just interviewing everybody just because they're hot or they're on the next big thing or the next hot shit.
And I'll get to that.
Of course,
I'll get to that.
But that's humbling to know that you're starting with the roots. You know what I'm saying? You're starting with the people that actually influenced you in a way, or you might have
and helped me out and opened doors for me, and not only that, because I know a lot of people, but then there's it's people that I know that I want the people out there. I want them to know you like. I mean, they're not gonna know you like I know you, but I want them. I
don't even know me.
I'm still learning myself. That's a good answer right there, bro. But I want them to see what I see. I want them to know what I know. I want to showcase that. You know what I mean? We'll talk about music. We'll talk about your projects. But I want people to see the people that have helped influence me, and I think that not only do they deserve it, you deserve. Everybody deserves it. Like it's been a journey for me, and it's been a fun journey, and it's important for me to get to let them know who helped.
Nah, appreciate
you. Feel me?
Appreciate
so little story about you.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Nah, for sure.
Thank you. Little quick story, and then I start asking him questions. I met Manny here 12 years ago in South Florida. When I first got here, I started in the art business, and I ran a company where we hit doors. We used to go door to door, and I used to hire people and teach them how to go door to door. And then I would hire people, teach them how to go door to door. But then I used to hire people, teach them how to teach people how to go door. And he was one of them. And we hit it off, and we stood in contact ever since. And here we are, South Florida, 12 years later, both in the music, the 305, right?
Yes, sir.
Both in the music industry. And so we've once again connected on not only still as friends and family, but our common interest is music. So go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man. Who you are, where you from, all that good stuff.
Shit. Well, I'm just a little Chico from Miami, normal guy. Ain't nothing special about me. Just
Bullshit.
I just put on for the city.
Bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't let that humble approach fool you. You said little Chico. He's the big little Chico. He's been around for a long time and he knows a lot of people and he's very influential. So I'm not buying that. I appreciate the humbleness, but no.
Nah, but I'm him. You know what it is. You know, Mr. It's more than just music, live in the flesh. While we at Miami, you about money. You know what it is. Miami definitely about money. So we out here, you know, representing. And I put on like Fluff said. We met about a little over 13 something years ago. And you know, I've always been a hustler. You know, I had a record since a young age. So it was hard for me to get a job, like get a real job type shit. So I always had to hustle. And then I ran into you and you had that legal hustle. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like same thing as hustling, just with a legal product, and you get to talk to everybody. So long story short, you train me, you kind of help, kind of give me that mindset.
The mindset, that positive entrepreneurial mindset.
The hustle to the legit, to the business, and then the franchise, and then passing the opportunity on over to others and becoming very successful.
Well, I was like that too. I grew up the same way, and that's why I was attracted to that, because I knew there was better out there. And I didn't finish high school. I didn't go to college. I didn't do any of that. But I had a great personality.
Not knocking it,
No. You want to go to college? Go to college.
I had a full paid scholarship.
Right.
I was gonna go to Penn State and Virginia Tech for baseball and wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I'm a jock, and I'm a beast. You know what I'm saying when it comes to that. But school just didn't call me that way.
Right.
God had other plans for me. So,
right. And so that's how we met. That's how we vibed. And so let's dive into the music, bro. Like I remember 13 years ago, we would be after hours in the office and we would play music and we would vibe and we would freestyle.
We'd be like grabbing the mic.
Yeah, that shit was mad fun.
You had the DJ turntables. I would grab the mic and start freestyling.
Right.
And then you would freestyle.
And then I'll be honest, bro. Like I really didn't know you like that. Like meaning, like I knew you were musically inclined, but I didn't know how rooted you were into the music scene in Miami. I didn't know. I had no idea. No, for real.
A lot of people don't.
And this was in the beginning of social media, so I don't even think we were friends on like Facebook or Instagram like that back then. Yeah. But like you've been performing for a minute.
20 years. This is my 20th year now, like in the music.
So Manny Riich, YB in Miami, but back then
I was locked.
You were locked. His name was Lock, and that's how I met him. We didn't call you your government name at work. We called you Lock.
Facts.
And it was only later on down
That's how much of a street hustler I was, that I would go to a legal business
and we still called you Lock.
My name Lock. Don't worry about my government.
No, but that business was like that,
especially on the streets, like
right. And so it was not until I think when we connected on social media that I really found out who
once I was already in New Orleans.
Well, you were gone, but we were friends, and so now I could see the content and I saw the stuff that you had done and what you were doing and how.
Because back then, social media wasn't that big.
It wasn't popping.
It was like you was known in the streets. You was known in your city or where you were at, it wasn't more like, look at me.
Right, exactly.
It was more like hey,
you had to go out.
You know me, you're cool, and fuck you. It wasn't like now it's like, everybody look at me. You know what I'm saying? We weren't friendly, we didn't grow up like that.
No, but what I'm getting at is you were like outside, what they call when you were outside, you were outside. You were in the open mics, you were performing.
I've been off the porch since I was 16.
Man, bro, and I didn't know
in the streets.
I didn't know that until I actually was able to see the content. You know what I mean? Right. And so now we fast forward to 2023 and all the things you've done in the industry, as not only locally, a lot of it locally, but nationwide and stuff like that. And I think it's important for people to know that about you. You know what I mean?
Then we started grinding. We started out in the streets. I'm still in the streets now. I'm still active. I'm never gonna let that go. Like I love the streets more than being a VIP with, you know, Khaled and Flo Rida and all these people. Like that's cool, it's impressive to some, but to me I'd rather be in the streets, you know what I'm saying, where I'm needed.
Touch
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
The streets need you, bro.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But like shout out to Larry Dog Movement, you know, he was one of the OGs that kind of took me under his wing.
From way back then?
From way back then, man, since I was 18. Shout out to DJ Epps, man. We always worked together. You know, some of the people that probably ain't even around, I can't even mention no more, rest in peace. There's a lot of them that ain't around. But like I go way back with the performances the Tucker's days. Like, you know, Dade County, you know what it is.
And those are things that those are things locally that I don't even know because I'm from Chicago, right? And
I used to be that little Chico, pull up in my Cadillac, pop the trunk. I'm selling you outfits, a shirt, an outfit, a set, pants.
That's
shoes,
my movement right
and
there.
I'm going inside to perform.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I'll come back out and I got some hats and belts for you if you need before I pull out. And then I would hit it and I would go to all the open mics, pop my trunk right in front of the door. Security was cool with me. And I ain't never had no problems because the streets fucking Brian.
Well, not only that, you got a great attitude, bro. You've never been a person with I don't know you as to having a fucking bad attitude. Or no, I've seen you turn up.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Don't get my words twisted. But
Even
you could
Jesus flip tables.
right.
Come on,
Amen.
Now.
But you could still have a good attitude and turn up on somebody in a positive way because I've never seen you, for lack of better words, just you're not a dick to people. Like you're a good person. You got a great attitude.
For the majority, my first initiation is gonna be positive and receptive, depending on your attitude and the vibe you give me. That's the reaction you're gonna get.
That's the reciprocation, right?
Not everything in life needs a reaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not everything that you do or say or they do or do say. I don't need to react to everything that you might do that influenced my life. You know what I'm saying? If it impacted me, then I will make it known. But if it doesn't need to be known, then why am I waste my energy on that? You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. So outside for a long time, one of the guys in Miami, like okay, so let's go back 13 years, 2009. So you've been outside since the 2000s.
Oh yes.
The 2000, 98, right? So like, man, this
I'm
guy.
a young OG out here.
No, but bro, you know everybody, bro.
Right.
I have never been a place with you where you don't know the people that are there. Like I'm like, what the like yeah, I'm outside, but
don't
no.
get me wrong, but it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But and sometimes it's like you want to be normal, but then you know, this is who you are.
This is who you are.
And I was with an artist the other day, because I still be with some of the young artists and kind of guiding them and stuff. And it's like, we went to like 3 different spots, and 3 different spots, somebody knew me. It was like, yo, everywhere you go, somebody knows you.
But you've been working in the city for a long time, bro.
You out there in my humblest way, you know what I'm saying? This is how it is. You know, the right people are going to notice you. The wrong people are going to start knocking you. And you just got to be yourself and stay him. You know what I'm saying? Stay her.
You remind me a lot of Pitbull, bro. I've always felt that way.
That's Big Brother, man. You know
I've always felt that way about you. Like you remind me a lot, because that's the first time when I came to Florida for the very first time was like 2001, and I came out here from Chicago, and that's when esa jevita está enterica tiene tremendo culo. That part, and they weren't playing that in Chicago yet. Nah, Chicago, it's a different. You know, the East Coast does music first, and then it traveled, especially before social media or whatever, right? They're turning up. They're turning up like it's like Riich champs right now. That's it happens all right. So like I said, everywhere you go, I see people out there, but you remind me a lot of Pitbull, and you've definitely been in your city for a long time doing your thing. What's it like growing up in Miami, and what were your influences? I'm pretty sure Pitbull was one of them. I think we talked about this before, but like, what drew you to music, bro? Like, why music? Especially like for a dude like you, like you're a hustler. I've seen you hustle. I've worked with you. Mm-hmm. Why music though?
Why me?
No, why music?
That's what I'm saying. Why music picked me?
Why music picked you?
Like, I didn't choose this. I feel like I was chosen, you know, since a jit. Like, I remember 8, 9 years old, I was, standing in front of the TV with my cousin George, watching Tupac and Biggie and Bone Thugs, and like looking at the MTV, and there was no BET back then, and reciting their lyrics. And then my cousin was Fat Boy, so he was Biggie, and I was a skinny little one, so I was Pac. So I would do his verse, he'll do his. We're like 8, 9 years old growing up. Then we'll watch Power Rangers and pretend I'm the white one and he's the blue one. Y'all know how it is, you know what I'm saying, when you was jits, right? But and it just kept going. And then at 13, my brother, my little brother at like 9, shout out to him, Mystery. He got Fruity Loops, and he started making a little beat at like 7, 8, 9 years old. We've been like this. This is like in our family. And I was always into poetry. I would do my books and writing, and I was always a deep kind of like street hustler out there grinding, because I've seen a lot of crazy shit, and I've been around a lot of killers and a lot of like dope dealers and all this crazy shit. So like you see a whole different perspective of the world and how you see people. You know what I'm saying? They don't really see people as humans. They see people as a dollar. You know what I'm saying?
A dollar.
So
Yeah.
it's just crazy. So I always had to like jot shit down to like kind of keep me grounded and balanced.
Which you still do.
For sure.
Because I've seen your plays. There's shit jotted down everywhere.
Posters everywhere, notes everywhere. It's just like it's nonstop. But so I started. I brought my book over to the room, my brother's room, and then we just started making a song. And then from there, we just started performing in the open mics. And then I took it on like the road, went to South Beach, all the open mics all over the place in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm.
And one of the things that I really admired about Florida is it's way different than the Midwest, bro. Way different from the Midwest. Like in the Midwest, it's black and white, right? It's black and white. You could tell who's black, you could tell who's white, right? Here in South Florida, you could have a black person que empieza a hablar español contigo.
Cuban, Dominican.
Right, and then you got a light complected dude like you that you think is something else.
And
you're Cuban. So like that was one of the things that I always liked about here is like you never knew when you approach somebody or you talk to somebody, you never knew what you were gonna get back, and it was, and I love that about South
I always love doing that too. I love being the person who shatters expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't ever want to be seen and say I get them, I understand.
Yeah,
that
because
I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
If they can figure me out, I'm doing something wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't mind being misunderstood and being the misfit, being the outcast, the underdog.
Where in Miami did you grow up?
Carol City. Yeah.
Shout out to Carol City. If you're in Miami, actually, all you motherfuckers out there in Miami, you already know. If you're in Miami, you're in the music business, you're outside, you already know who this is.
I'm pretty sure they do.
You already know.
I see you.
Right?
Still out here.
And so, growing up in Carol City, man, what's that like?
Yeah, it's
as I've heard,
it's transitioned throughout the years, but it was bad growing up. It wasn't like how we have now with all these, don't get me wrong, we still got, now it's bad to just, they're saying they're shooting, they are reckless, but there wasn't so many cameras.
Right.
Now. So back in the day, it was like more you getting it done, and you're moving on, and nobody knows, type shit.
And then it's Miami. Miami's what? The cocaine cowboys. Like you're growing up in one of the cities. You grew up in the city that was built off of cocaine money, right?
And I'm like, quote unquote, Scarface's son. If Scarface didn't die and went to prison. So it's like, you can imagine my blood, my lifeline, and my family.
And what you guys have been through and all of that. Like you lived, what people talk about, you lived it.
For sure. My life's a movie, you know what I'm saying?
Big time.
Right.
So back to the music though, right? So open mics, all of that stuff. And when I got into the music, right, and when I started DJing a few years later, I had hooked up with, I hit you up. I was like, the people that know me, they know I'm a strip club DJ, right? And I've talked about this a lot. We just talked about it with someone else, that one of the reasons I got into podcasting and into radio is because like I'm looking to transition and to do other things, not just be,
don't stay limited,
right,
expand
and just
your horizons,
right. You. One of the things that I saw on social media, you were hosting like these events that were like, that were
emceeing,
you're emceeing for the these competitions, and then with big artists, bro. big artists, what's that like being like going from like being the little chico that's been you're growing up in Miami, right? You've been through all of that, and then now you're on stages with people that are like big in the industry. What's that like, bro?
It's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing, of course, you know. What can I say? It's just, you know, you earn it. You know, you put the work in, and then you get positions to do your best work. And by you doing good work, you get another opportunity.
You get an opportunity.
To show up again.
Opportunity.
And it just keeps building, and it keeps building. And it started from the hole in the wall with 13 people to now stages with 200, 300, 400, 500 people. You know,
and listen, I'm really proud of you for all that.
Oh, thank you.
I'm mad crazy proud, and blessed that to even call you my friend, because you know, like I said, like I want people to be on this show that I'm connected to, and like because of you, I'm sitting here with you, interviewing you. You know what I mean? Like because of you, right. I'm actually sitting with you, interviewing you. But so long story short, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, you know, I'm over here. He's like, no, I've been watching you. I see what you're doing. And it was weird when I hit you up, because you already knew what I wanted, or you and you didn't even like it was
crazy intuition.
Right. No, it wasn't even like so what's up? It was like, oh, so I'm doing this over here, this show. You should come and DJ. You should be the DJ. I was like, I
wonder who taught me how to fucking hustle. And
I know
the intro is like, hey, well, I see you over there. You know what I'm doing. Come on over here.
It was crazy. I hit him up. He was at the Great FM. Shout out to the Great FM.
Facts.
Right, and the Manny Riich show.
Hey,
you know, and you were on other radio stations as well before you.
I've been on like 4 different radio stations.
Right, and I admired that. I really did. I don't know if I ever told.
It's a crazy story how I started doing the radio.
Well, tell them we're here.
Right, like I didn't even expect to do radio or nothing like that. I actually.
Oh wait, I think I know it, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was coming from New Orleans, you know, with the whole distribution center, motivational speaker. Like I had my whole world completely changed. You know, I would still do music, but I didn't do music as an artist. I was an organizer.
Right.
I was actually organizing open mics. Shout out to Money Mike Willis out there in New Orleans. Shout out to Juvenile Great. You know, we actually became partners, and we were holding down this place.
You did work with Juvenile.
Yeah. We were holding out an open mic showcase for the artists out there. We had a couple great nights, man, and we definitely did a thing. So I came back to Miami, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not doing the distribution anymore.
And you're not doing open mics
open mics yet, because I'm back home. You know what I'm saying? I gotta like peep the scene and see what's going on.
Get back into
culture,
it, right?
So I had looked up an ad on Craigslist. And I was like, let me see what this...
and that's how I met him.
Right.
That's how
I remember the ads on gigs. The gigs.
Right.
Like
there was no marketplace.
Music,
it wasn't Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
You had to go to Craigslist. That's how I met him off of Craigslist.
Right. So I go on the gigs, and it says radio show host or something like that, blah, blah, blah. So I went in for the interview. And I actually wanted to get into the actual production side to learn the back end, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I've always been an artist, so what do you need in order for an artist to have music be played? Radio station. So
right,
why not learn? Let me learn the radio station, so when I get my music, I can play my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
So, you know, I went in for an interview, and the guy was like, yo, you got a perfect voice, jump in on a live show. And it was like some sports show.
Right then and there?
Right then and there. Like, I'd never been on radio. I've never even been in this kind of environment. And I'm here with like 4 people talking sports and Dolphins and the Heat and this. So
it
was like
but perfect because you're a sports fan.
Right.
And I know that already.
Shout out to Dolphins.
And here's another thing about Florida. Them motherfuckers love their Dolphins. They don't care how much they lost. They don't care what they still love them.
We might be pissed for that day.
But they get over it.
Because, you know what I'm saying, the bookies ticket done got bent and shit.
Right.
You know how it is. But the next week, we're like, come on, we got this. Let's run. Come on. Hey, fuck it. Yeah.
And so they're talking to the right guy because I know that you know sports. You and I don't talk sports. Because I'm but I know that you know sports.
Oh, yeah. So we just started chopping it up. Boom. After the segment ends, the guy was like, you getting a free show, like get what time you want, what
free.
You want, like free.
Because those radio stations, they would charge people to do their radio shows at their station, right?
Like a weekly fee or whatever.
So they're like free.
Like so they were just like, yo, I've been blessed, honestly, you know, thanks to the Most High, no glory to me, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, oh no, just do whatever you want. And I didn't even have a name for the show. So when I made my first six figures in New Orleans, I was going to create a foundation called the Manny Riich, meaning like many of us are rich in this foundation, so we can assist properly and you know what I'm saying, give guidance to where it's needed. But it wasn't really built there.
And no, but hold on, let me interject, because people would look at your name and assume it's a braggadocious name. Right?
But
Manny Riich, right? I'm Manny Riich. But
sit down, be humble, little bitch.
It's
you know
not really that.
Right.
It's thinking more.
I was put on the spot, and they were like, "Okay, here's the application. What's the name of your show?" And I was like, "Give me a minute. I don't know." And they were like, "What do you mean? You know, say just do anything." And I was like, "I can't just do anything." So instead of doing the Manny Riich Foundation, which wasn't ready to really grow yet, I put Manny Riich. So I was like, oh shit,
there it is.
Kind of fits. Boom. So I started Googling the Manny Riich. There was some like old radio guy that was doing it. I was like, oh shit, only one person.
You're good.
I'm in there. So
you know how many DJ Fluffs there are out there?
Right, you know what I'm saying? So
but there's only one real DJ Fluff.
Right.
So dope.
So I put the 2 eyes on Riich, ran it, boom, and then I actually put an ad on Craigslist.
And that's Riich with 2 eyes.
Riich with 2 eyes.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I put an ad on Craigslist to look for my first co-host. You know what I'm saying? So I actually reversed it. Where I found it, I put it back. So
and you know what's dope about that is if it wasn't if you were hiring, you would have to pay for your ad. But if it was something else, the ads are free.
Right. Like a independent contractor position or something like
that.
You know what I'm saying? So I actually had shout out to Mimi Monroe. I interviewed like 10 girls.
I remember that girl. Mimi Monroe.
Yeah. I interviewed like 10 girls.
That's when I started really that's when I caught on to like who you really were. To like who you really were.
Shout out to WBKE, South Florida Radio.
I remember that.
They gave me the first opportunity. Like we killed it first season. We had Super Cindy come down talking about like that Kulo song.
Right.
She tells this cool story about Pitbull and how that song was like kind of inspired by Super Cindy's Kulo. You know what
I didn't know. See, you're putting me on game. I didn't know that.
So it was a pretty cool season, man. And shout out to everybody who was involved, the whole movement, NFU.
And that was around like 2015, I think.
15, 16.
2000, because that's when that was like my first. That's when I had jumped into strip club DJing here. So all of a sudden I'm into music, and then I look over on the on social media, and I'm like, yo, this is my dude right here. Like we go bro. Back, and that whole time I'm watching you grow doing these shows.
Every season was lit. Trust me, we have like 5-6 seasons now, but like the first season was, I guess because it was the first one, it was such an organic kind of growth, and it just went from me by myself to having faith and putting it in God's hands, and you know what I'm saying, just letting it organically manifest. And then to having lines outside, celebrities coming in, and I've never had to reach out to any of my friends. Like I got a lot of celebrity friends,
right? And I
don't reach out to them,
right?
And they
come to you,
friends.
Right?
Like you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't know I do music because you were my friend. Like,
right?
Why do I need to talk business if I'm at this guy's house?
Right.
We're playing Madden right now, or like doing. We're not talking about music. We're not talking about.
Or you're not, and you're never really been a dude to like
we're talking
side up to people.
Shit,
no, but you're not one of those dudes that sides up to people because of shit like that, like music. You're not that dude. You're not that dude.
I don't care less.
You're not.
I can sit next to the bum on the street and get more knowledge than the guy that's over here scamming off whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just. I'm just diverse in that way, not for nothing. But
so you answered the ad, went to WBKE. They're like, yo, they throw you on the spot, you kill it. They offer you a free show, you kill that. You do your first season, second season.
Then we stopped on that. And then shout out to K1NG Radio.
I don't remember that.
Papa Zoe Management. Shout out to Papa Zoe, you know what I'm saying?
Wasn't it another one, a King Radio?
King Radio.
You were on that too, right?
King Radio. I call it K1NG Radio.
Okay. So that's what it is.
King Radio. It's K1NG
K1NG Radio.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Papa Zoe and all them. We had a great season. He called me and he was like, hey, Manny, I see that you're taking your transition. Because every year I'll do a like 4 or 5 or 6 months off. You know what I'm saying? I always say
I didn't understand that, but now I understand that.
I
didn't understand that. I
you'll catch yourself like, not that you need to, but you just get sucked into it and then you're trying. And when you try, it's like you're not doing it.
You're not doing it. You're trying. It's not naturally happening. It's not organic. It's not fun.
Right. Everything is organic.
I didn't understand that. I understand that shit now. So then what happened?
And then they all called me and they said, come in. Boom, I killed it with K1NG. Shout out to Deja Latama. You know, we had a great second season. We killed it over there. We helped them. It was like a brand new station. So it was good. And it was a great experience to be able to help somebody from the ground level. Like, they only had like one other show that came from WBKE. So like, I guess that station is kind of like flopped or whatever, fell off. So then people that were on that station went to K1NG. So they were doing really well as well. So it was like, all right, let's help build this new station, a brand new station platform. Everything brand new. So, you know, you went to the bumps and the things, and big interview, no internet, and then the big interview, no AC.
Oh, shit.
Big interview, and then
hot room.
Everything that you could imagine went down during that season.
Or like you show up with all your gear and you forgot your charger to your computer. Some shit like that.
You know,
shit like that.
Drastically like that, yes. You know what I'm saying? But it was a great learning experience, a great learning curve, you know what I'm saying? Like, once again, I appreciate Papa Zoe for giving me that opportunity and that chance. So whatever, boom, we ended up, you know, going our separate ways. And that's when the Great called me, Short the Great, I'll never forget. He called me, he said, hey, I see you're on your little break again, you know what I'm saying? If you need a home, we got a seat on this table. So I just said, all right, cool, let's go over here.
To the Great FM.
To the Great FM.
Shout out to Great FM.
We've been there ever since, you know what I'm saying? I've done like 3 seasons there now.
You did 3 seasons. The last season, I was with you on that one.
Yes, sir, TMRS with Fetty Feet
Fetty
and DJ Fluff.
Hey, man, listen, let me tell you something, man. I'm so grateful for you, for them, for that, because, you know, growing up as a kid that was always into music, and I've been a DJ my whole life, but strip clubs has been since I got to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Like you, I didn't choose it. That shit chose me. Amen to that, right? But it was such a great experience getting into that, and like, I remember the first day I walked into the station, and it was the first show, and I plugged up my shit, and I was like, wow, I started DJing, and I was like, and then
the whole vibe,
and then people were like coming out of the studios and like, who the fuck is this? What's going on over there? I was just so happy. But listen, one of the things, the reason I did it that way, I don't think I've ever told you, is I research a lot of people. Like, I researched Khaled, and I researched Epps, and I researched everybody, and I watched video, and I watched how Khaled DJ'd in the studio. He DJ'd in 99 Jams as if he was in a club. Right. So when I walked into the Great FM, I walked in there like, I'm gonna do it like Khaled did. You know, like the people a lot of people compare me to him, and I think they're crazy.
Right.
Just so you know. But if somebody has given the blueprint, the roadmap, and it works, why not, right?
Why not follow? You know.
Yeah, man.
And in order to lead, you need to follow, and then to follow, you need to lead. So
right.
Why not by somebody that has achieved
that success?
Not exactly what you want, but it's in the same neighborhood.
Listen,
so,
we might not be the best,
right,
but we the rest.
Hey.
I'm talking shit.
I actually started DJing, like, you know, so I respect y'all DJs, man. It's a great hustle, and it's too much for me.
It's challenging, bro.
But I DJed back, if you remember, Ruby Lounge back in South Beach. I used to DJ.
I don't remember it like that. You're here.
Right.
I'm Chicago.
Yeah, you're in Chicago.
I don't remember. I've been here since what, 2013.
Before I organized shows, I was doing open mics, and I was doing a backup DJ for my homeboy JP. And I was the one that's carrying the crates and this.
So you know what it's like.
Break, and I would be like, I'm in there fleeing around and doing this. But yeah, man, it's such a different vibe when you have a DJ, because it's just like having an MC. Like, they're not needed, but they're needed.
They're needed.
You know what I'm saying?
They're needed.
Like, they're not needed, but they're needed.
They're needed.
You know what I'm saying?
And just like the DJ, we solve problems before people even know that they had one.
If you have a DJ that can talk, because a lot of DJs don't like to talk. They just like press buttons and play music. They're
because they're introvert. They're introvert.
Right. If you have a DJ in that case, nothing wrong with that, but you need an MC. Right. Now you have a DJ that can talk and spit his shit, you don't need an MC. It's like you have an MC and a DJ. Right. Predominantly, strip club DJs have that kind of gift.
Persona.
Because you have to be like,
you have to, or you won't make it. You won't make it. And I'm going to get back to the Great FM and all that, but I just want to touch on DJing. Like, it's really tough, because it's just like anything. but at the same time it's not, because it's kind of like a prestigious thing. So people want what you have, and people are always no, but people are always coming for me, dog. People are always coming for me, and they try to, and when I'm DJing, other DJs show up.
Just put it to you like this, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
With anything, if you start being blessed and highly favored by the Most High, God up above, people are going to want that relationship that you got with Him.
Right.
So don't take the flesh too serious, thinking that it's these material things that you do.
Right.
Because you can be somebody that changed your life, become righteous, and become a God-fearing man, and people will envy the relationship and blessings you start receiving.
Right.
And
it happens.
A cool world thing.
No, it happens. And so I just turn up, and I keep just, you know what, I was just going to say that, you know what I tell myself while that's happening? I say, just play the music and be yourself.
Like that new song I got. Keep going the moaning, what's the hater fade away? What's the hater fade away?
Hey.
They say keep going the moaning, what's the hater fade away?
Speaking of music, that's another thing I got to get back to, because you've got a lot of music. But back to the Great FM, right? So we did our shows there or what and stuff like that. You're in like your 5th season. Last season was with myself and Fetty. Do you see yourself doing that again? Is it something you want to do again?
For sure. That's always for life. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you build, as long as you treat it right and you maintain it, it will live forever. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be on top of it, micromanage your manifestations. You know what I'm saying? You could actually create it, not DJ for 3 years, and then come back because it's still solid for you. You might have weeded out some flakes that were opportunistic, people that were around you for the things you could offer them, but you still have the gift, you still have the talent, you still have that power within you that was granted to you. So it's like there is no, oh, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do this. Yeah, some things you elevate and you don't have to anymore because, you've elevated, you graduated. It's like I don't see myself not necessarily hosting anymore for free. You know what I'm saying? Because I hosted for free for like 3 or 4 years.
Right.
And it was free. I never charged anybody nothing. I never charged anybody for interviews. Everything I've done till this day has been free of charge.
And I was there for some of it, and I seen it.
I don't need no money. I make my own money. So if I see an artist that's struggling or hustling or just maybe doing great and want to advance their career with something that I have to offer, why would I charge you? The game is to be sold. But I ain't running no fucking game on you.
Right.
I'm telling you spit facts. I'm telling you the truth. If you don't want to listen to me, I will listen to myself, which I've been doing lately. And I've seen that my advice works.
Listen, hold up. I got to start taking my own advice. Because I give good advice, but sometimes I don't take my own advice. So let me just say this. If you ever need a DJ and we go back and you want to, you got me. I'm there for sure.
Yeah, we're there.
Now let's talk some music though. You got music coming. I know. I'm asking a rhetorical question because I already know that you got
for the people to know.
Yeah, this guy got. Can I even say it?
You could. Yeah.
All right. He got a lot of motherfucking clips. He's got a lot of shit in the chamber. Okay, he got a lot of clips, and I know that it's there. What's going on with the music? What is going on with the music?
I've been told that I'm in the vicinity of my my kind of departure, my takeoff with the music. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a journey. Everything's a journey, and you can only do it once. So it's like I really want to enjoy this shit. This is 20 years of music, 25 years of music, stories of mine.
A lot of music,
real life,
and I know it's there.
Nobody writes for me. Nobody does anything. I've had a lot of friends and network connections that have given me beats, and I bought some beats and this and that, and I've worked off some beats, because not everything is just buying. Some things feel really good when you do that sweat equity and you put in some work to help somebody and they actually got beats, so they give you one, and it's like that whole exchange of money is fine and it's great, but it comes with an energy that some people can't handle. They feel like they own you, or you own them, or they have something over you because I gave you something that meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and I know that you motherfuckers out there know that we're talking about
money,
you.
Know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, but that whole exchange is like, just put it down right there. Back in the day, just put it down right there. Don't even hand it to me.
What are you doing with the music?
It's coming out. It's coming out this year.
Albums, singles.
I got about like 7 albums. I got 7 albums. Yeah, I got over 93 tracks. that are good and like ready. Maybe about a good 60 like really really good songs, 75 really really good songs. So I could break that down to about 6 albums, which is 3-4 years of work ahead of me. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen the files, and I remember seeing the files and going, "Come on, bro! Come on, bro!" And like, how do you keep yourself from being like that little? Like,
hard.
okay, so I'm gonna compare
That's
my
the toughest thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna compare myself
know
to.
that you're the realist, but you still have to have the power to wait on your turn. It's
Bro,
like, yo,
I'm the
it's
Chihuahua. Come on, put the music up. Put the music up.
yo,
You got all this music.
I've had the patience,
How the
thanks
fuck
to the
do
man
you
up above, to just, wait my turn. You know what I'm saying? Wait my turn, and
because everybody's always in a rush to look at me. Look,
right? That's the problem.
I even feel sometimes
it's
like
a microwave success type deal. When we deal about success and music, it's like they want the microwave a reaction. They want the microwave.
Put it in.
What is it called? Accolades or what's it called?
Gratification.
Acknowledgement. It's like, acknowledge me right now. It's like, bro, you took 5 hours to make that song. At least give me 10 minutes to react to the song.
I feel like that's like sometimes when people are in the studio and then they grab their phone and they're like, coming soon, coming soon. And I'm like, coming soon.
Or they'll drop like 50,000 tracks that are all like not even mastered or just pumped out there. And it's like, why do you put so much music out there? It's like you're devaluing yourself.
I made that mistake.
You know what I'm saying?
I made that mistake, Manny.
You're like,
listen,
beating yourself out.
If I were to go back,
nobody gives a fuck anyways, unless you actually have a purpose behind it.
I made that mistake.
You know what I'm saying?
If I could go backwards, that No Hate in My Heart album, I would have took it and did the whole album, but not made it an album. I would have kept dropping song after song after song after song.
There's strategies. There's strategies for releasing.
I grabbed
for single releases, strategies for EPs.
What did I tell you?
They start off with 90 days. So the fastest drop of a song that you could do is 3 months. So how are you dropping a song, a video, and a whole album in 1 week?
No, I did. I did all of that in 9 months.
Particularly to you.
No, but I did it all in 9 months.
Would put a whole song out in 1 week, and then they didn't even let it like grow.
No one knew me as an artist. They only knew me as the DJ, right? And so
for those reasons, you need to do stuff like that.
But I did.
You need to make an impact. You need to make an impression. It's like, well, here I'm not just a DJ. Listen to me.
But here's,
then you're like, wait, okay, but that's some respect to be listened to. You didn't earn the respect. You earned the respect to be listened to.
But
you know what I'm saying?
What the reason I would have done it different is because being is that I'm independent and I was funding myself. I put out all these projects. I put out all these songs, and I was reluctant to drop the big bag on like let's make a video for this. I was like, okay, I can only do the video for this, and so like if I could go back, I personally now would do one song after another, so that way I could go, here's a little bag for that, here's a little bag for that, and that's
your journey. You're learning.
But the reason I'm saying that is because I was feeling like I was in a rush, like I gotta fucking do this.
When we were doing the radio, there was times where you were like, yeah, and I was like, calm down, Fluff.
Right.
It happens by itself, bro.
Yo.
Like, just chill. Don't worry about the interview. They're not here. Who cares? They'll show when they show up, and then 15 minutes later, everyone's here. It's like party.
How do you maintain, bro? You got so much music and you're so calm about it.
Because I ain't shit. It's not about me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's my story. It's my whole life. It's everything I love, my passion. But I ain't shit. It's for the culture. It's for the person that's gonna listen to my shit and have a spark in their mind to think differently or feel differently or
chill out, Tupac.
Forget about their fucking day or their moment. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I always felt my music. I've been real selfish with it because it's my therapy. It's my music. I've been so selfish with it. And then one of the young artists was like, "That's not fair. So I don't ever get cured. I don't get to get cured. You need to release that track." Because I got a track called "Replaced," which is like a breakup song, like a really really hot song. Shout out to Dashes Clay with you know what I'm saying.
And it's not even out.
It's not even out. You're like 5 years old.
Yeah, and so like that's
they
crazy.
Listen to it today, and they're like, "Yo, release it. I need to be cured too."
That shit is crazy.
Once they gave me that reaction, I was like, "Okay, I need to start focusing on releasing now." So I've been really, these past 6 months on this vacation that I've got. that I've earned. I've been really focusing on which songs. I've had listening parties with some of my close friends. I've had album work done. I've had distribution and publishers put together. I have a little team. I have my brother started a record label, so I got a song that I given to him so he could push on his label. I already have my albums broken down, which, you know what I'm saying, which songs go with what, because it's really important
to tell a story throughout.
Yeah, correct. You know what I'm saying, because some songs are this time of your life. Just because you like it, it doesn't go with this time of your life. So each album has a different purpose for a different market, for a different type of person that might be dealing with certain things. But my latest songs seem to be my first album. So it's crazy. Like
because it's the current. Because it's the current.
Correct.
It's current, and it's it's what you're probably most passionate about.
Correct.
And so we're gonna see this. We're gonna hear this year.
Yeah, for sure.
2023.
2023. I'm releasing one May, June.
You said EP.
I'm releasing an EP. I don't know. There's a couple names out there still. I'm not final on the name, but I know that May, June of this year, you're gonna be hearing one single. I'm gonna be releasing my first single. Besides, of course, I got features with you, Out the Mud.
Oh, I forgot. You know how could I forget my own shit? Out the Mud. Check that out. Right, myself. Chase Morgan. Shout out to Chase. Yeah. Got it out the mud, from the streets to the club, right? Got it out the mud,
Got it out the mud, and I ain't never going back. I ain't no go get it.
And then what do you call that? From the streets to the club. The real ones got my back.
Came a long way, but it ain't nothing to
get the strap. Hey, man, that shit's a vibe.
Nah, it's a vibe. Shout out to a couple other artists that I have features with. Roddy Guns. I got Quay.
He hit me up. Speaking of the radio, we interviewed Roddy Guns. He hit me up in my DMs the other day, and he said just a random thank you. Nice. Roddy Guns hit me up, and he said thank you for playing my song on the radio when you guys did that.
I don't get on tracks to anybody.
No, but we played the remix that he did to the Super Gremlin, and he hit me up and said it got traction because we played it, and I was like, bless up, like a year later, he's like, bro, thank you. So that was a good time.
Yeah, that's one thing too. Don't be so quick to hound on the appreciation. People will appreciate you, just not when you want to be appreciated. Yeah, 5 months later, 6 months later, a year later, they'll be like, "Oh my God, thanks, Fluff. I forgot to thank you." And this whole time you thought like, "This guy's a dick. He didn't even thank me."
No, this was 4 days ago.
Get over yourself. Get over yourself. You ain't shit. He ain't shit. I ain't shit. We ain't shit. She ain't shit. I ain't shit.
That's the next song.
We ain't shit. Sit down, little bitch. Sit down. Be humble. Hey.
So listen, I want to thank you for coming, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up before it gets too long. I want everybody. I want you guys, please, all my followers, go check out my boy Manny Riich, YB in Miami. Check him out on Instagram. Be looking for that new music. Yep. This not only is a glimpse into his career, but it's also a glimpse into our friendship.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, and what you mean to me and what you've done, bro, what you did with me, you've done with a lot of people. And so I'm sure a lot of people feel the same about you. And so that's why it's important for me to have you here.
It means a lot, man. It's like you gave me my flowers. Like you're one of the first interviews that I've interviewed for 5 years. I've interviewed hundreds, if not thousands, of artists.
Of you doing the interview.
Me doing interviews. And I think like this is the second interview I've ever got called to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a blessing.
I called him. I said, I want you to be on. Yeah, bro.
It's definitely, it feels good. It feels weird to be on the other side of the table, but I got to get used to it now.
No, get used to it, bro. Get used to it because you're big. You might say you're that little chico, but you're that grande chico, bro. You're big in the industry. People know who the fuck you are. You've done a lot for myself and for a lot of people. And I really want a lot of the people that I know and the people that follow me to know what I know and the story behind it, and just how appreciative I am of everything, because I've come a long way, and it ain't just because I'm a good DJ. It's because there's people that have opened those doors and that have let me in.
You can only get so far on your own. And trust me, I'm a lone ranger, lone wolf. I'm an outlaw. I'm an underdog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't too friendly. I don't have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people. A lot of people know me. But you can't get to the next level on your own, bro. Like I've gotten to that door. And they're either like, yo, you got a big bag or you got a team. And
Right.
like, fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I got the bag.
Wasn't I just talking about that?
It
When
doesn't feel the same when
Right.
you come in the house with the bag. You need
Yeah.
a team, because we've been successful. We've had money. And it's lonely when you're at the top and you're just buying shit and you're buying cars and you're at the casino and you're renting a hotel.
Or even no, just
and all
or
that.
you forget that just in the music because then you're paying for this and you're paying for that.
I'm just
and
talking about real life shit.
No, I'm
I know
talking
music, real life, but I'm talking about like actually being the one to pay for dinners for everyone and buy the rental cars for everyone, and then that is cool. But then at the end of the day, when all that's gone, you're alone. You're lonely. So if you don't have a team with you,
And that's what
to
it's-
celebrate the wins and the losses,
Right.
you're gonna still be lonely with money.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
no, that's how I felt a little bit that way with the music because you know, like
That's what turned
everybody,
me off to the money. It was like,
Right,
this
'cause,
shit don't
like-
make you happy.
Right.
I give away money.
right? No, but I
pay
just
people's rent,
felt
pay
like
people's car notes.
I felt like with the music, like people, some people were just using the fact that I had the money to operate, so it was like,
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Attracts the hyenas.
right? It's like,
You know what I'm saying?
okay, so you know what I mean, and so it felt kind of weird at some point, but I got over that, and I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. Like,
For sure.
Whether I got money or I don't got money, I'm gonna keep going.
You still
and the people that are gonna be cool with me are gonna be cool with me, and the ones that aren't gonna be cool with me aren't. And I know how to maneuver a little bit better as far as like what I want to do, knowing when to say no. And obviously, you've been around all. I mean, I know business, but I didn't know the music business.
Facts,
You know,
facts.
and so you helped me a lot, and I just want to say thank you.
No, thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You've helped me a lot as well. You've taught me a lot about just being that enthusiastic person. And you were the one that planted that seed with that book, Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
Like 15 years ago.
Napoleon Hill, read it.
Changed my life. I went from what I was to what I am. Of course, with the 20 years of work that I put in with Trials and Tribulation, but it wouldn't have been the same if I hadn't had that blueprint, that guidance. I mean, you didn't even know it yet. You were kind of like studying the same book.
No,
a
I
little
was
bit
studying
more
the same
advanced,
book. Yeah, I was a
but it
little further
like,
down the road.
You know, for you to just throw the bone, it's like, here, bro, this is helping me.
Right.
Read this book.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Well, I had somebody
do it to you.
do it to me,
Right.
and
So it's like
his name was Rob Ali,
Hey, man,
and
yeah.
he said, "Here, you got to read this book," and then it changed my life.
Facts. And
So-
then here we are doing the music and all this, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Y'all want to hear this? Check out the history of everything that I've been doing. Just go to hashtag YBM Miami. You can just hashtag YBM Miami on Google.
Hold on. There it is.
Hashtag YBM Miami right there.
Boom.
Just look it up. You're gonna see hours of content, hours and hours and hours of content of everyone that's been put on, everyone that's had an influence in my career, or that I have been able to help out and been fortunate enough to be a part of their movement. And last thing I'm gonna say before we get out of here, once again, thank you, Fluff. I appreciate you 150%, man, with everything I got. You my brother.
Back
know what
at
I'm
you,
saying?
bro.
Family.
For life. You
know
stuck
what I'm
with me, my G.
saying? Always remember, your progress is going to determine your circle. All right? Your process, your progress is going to determine your circle. You're going to have people that you might care about and love and think they're 100% of the team. Just let the time go. Let the process continue to move. That will determine at the end who is by your side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, keep
Hey.
going. It's more than just music, baby. Keep going.
That's right.
Keep going. Keep going.
Listen, Manny Riich, DJ
I'm
Fluff.
him. I'm him.
All right, look who's hot podcast, DJ Fluff. Bye.